Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today I have a tutorial for you guys using this beautiful palette that Jaclyn Hill created. It's her favorites from Morphe brushes and their Morphe eyeshadows. So this is the look I came up with. It's a purpley pink kind of berry toned eyes and lips. And if you don't have this palette, guys, don't worry. You can totally create this look using other shadows that are similar that you already have in your collection. Otherwise, if you really are interested, you can purchase these eyeshadows individually off the Morphe Brushes website. I'm going to have all the details down in the description box, so make sure to check that. And if you want to see how I got this look, then keep watching. Of course, you want to start by priming your eyes, and today I'm using the Milani Shadow Eyes in Champagne Toast. I'm just placing that from the lash line all the way up to underneath the brow and just putting that anywhere that we are going to add eyeshadow later to help that eyeshadow go on more beautifully and to stay put longer. And then I'm using the Scotch tape just to make eyeshadow application a lot easier. You just put the tape on like so, and then you don't have to worry about your eyeshadow getting sloppy. You can basically just throw it around, and then when you take the tape off, it'll just be like a beautiful crisp line. And then I'm just placing this off-white frosted color all over the entire eye area, everywhere that we're going to be adding eyeshadow later, just to be a nice base. And then I'm going in with a Morphe brushes. It's a blending brush, a fluffy, rounded blending brush. Any one you have will work in that medium. It's like a medium satin finish, peachy golden brown. It's super beautiful. And I'm just throwing that in the crease. That's going to be the transition color, so you don't have to be precise. You can be totally sloppy, dusting it back and forth, blending a little bit as I go. And then I'm going in with a mixture of these two beautiful purple colors on a more precise crease brush. I believe that's the E47 from Sigma, the shader crease. And I'm just taking that, I'm faking a little bit of a higher crease. I've been loving that technique lately just to make my eyes look more rounded and a little bit larger. So I'm just putting that above the natural crease and just windshield wiper motions back and forth, back and forth. And then I'm going in with this beautiful, it's like a medium tone rosy brown color. It's super beautiful. And I'm just taking that on the same Morphe rounded brush, rounded blending brush. Woo! And I'm just taking that above the purples that we laid down and just blending it back and forth about medium light pressure in circular motions, tiny circular motions, just to give it a nice, soft, super diffused look. And then I'm going in with what is safe to say my favorite eyeshadow in the entire palette. And that is a peachy pink. It's like a duochrome. It looks peach, it looks pink. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I'm just placing that on the eyelid all the way right up under the crease area. And you can just see all the different colors that it pulls. And then I'm going in with a current favorite liquid eyeliner. This is Kat Von D Trooper. Just kidding, Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. And I just love how you can get a super thin line. And I'm just connecting the dots essentially between my natural lash line. And I don't want a thick line because I have a smaller lid area. And I just find that a really thick eyeliner line takes away from the beautiful eyeshadows on the lid. So I'm just working that in between the natural gaps in my lash line. And that's just going to make the lashes look a lot more full and lush. And then a kitten wing at the end. And then I'm taking a Cosmetics No Tug Gel Waterproof Eyeliner in black brown. And I'm just tightlining, again, to just help make that lash line look as lush and full as possible. Curling up my lashes with my really dirty Tarte eyelash curler that is very much loved. And then I'm going in with mascara. And I believe this is the MAC False Lash Extreme. And I'm hitting the tips of the lashes first. And then I'm going in and kind of blinking down on the mascara wand. And what that does is it just helps to ensure that you get the entirety of the lash from root to tip saturated with mascara. So there's no gaps, and it just makes your lashes, again, look super full as possible without wearing falsies. So that's what I'm doing, just kind of blinking down on the wand and getting that product on there really nice, and then just blending out, wiggling and blending out as I go. Take off the tape and reveal that nice crisp line. Love the tape trick. Okay, so for skin, I'm going in with Josie Maran Argan Infinity Cream. This is a creamy product that turns to more of an oil with the warmth of your fingers. And I find that it really just kind of soaks up the dry, dead, dull skin on my face, which I know is gross, but it's true. And then this is the Bed Bath & Beyond brand, I believe. It's basically like a dupe for L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur Primer. This stuff is just all right. It's not anything miraculous. It's just all right. And then I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, and I'm taking two colors, NW13 on the left. I don't know which one was left, but NW13 and NC15. Mixing those together, and then I'm just going to start pressing that in and buffing it in with this Sedona Lace Flat Top Synthetic Brush, which I really love for buffing in and pressing in foundation. And now because I used the Creamy Oil by Josie Maran, it's going to sheer out the coverage of this foundation just a little bit. This foundation is pretty full coverage, medium full coverage, but using those products that we did to prep beforehand will kind of help sheer it out and make it not as heavy as it would be without using those products. And as you can see, I'm kind of pressing that foundation into the skin and buffing it, pressing and buffing it, and I just love that kind of technique to get the most flawless and most natural look to the foundation that is otherwise pretty darn near full coverage and pretty, you know, it's a legit foundation. It doesn't joke around at all. And then I'm going to do some color correcting. I'm going in with NYX HD Concealer in the color Yellow first to counteract and neutralize those under eye dark purpley blue circles, which nobody loves. I don't know why I have an accent, but anyway, then I'm going to go in with the NYX HD Concealer in the shade Light, which is a little bit of a pinky beige, just to kind of help it bring it back to skin tone. And then I'm just going to be blending that out with a damp beauty blender. Now, if you're not using a damp beauty blender, let's say you're using your fingers or a brush, you don't want to put that much foundation, or excuse me, concealer on there, because the dampness of the beauty blender or the beauty sponge is going to help soak up just a little bit of the product. Otherwise, that is way, in my opinion, it's way too much concealer for under the eyes if you're using your fingers or a brush. This step is totally optional, but I like to color correct and neutralize as much as possible. So Bobbi Brown Tinted Eyeliner in Light Bisque, I'm just popping that where the crevices of my under eye are the deepest and the puffiness is kind of at its worst. So this is going to be more of an illusion of brightening in the crevices, like where the skin is, you know, crevice, just to help it look bright and light as possible. And then I'm going to set the under eye area using a combination of these setting powders, Vanilla from Anastasia, and then Emphasize from MAC, using the e.l.f. Studio Blush Brush. And I'm just smoothing out any creases that could have happened before I set that. Very important. And then I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face with a NARS Light Reflecting Crystal Translucent Setting Powder, something along those lines. I'm just setting my face with that. I'm using a Morphe powder brush. I think it's the Gunmetal line. It's the G7 brush. And that just lays down a nice veil of product. I am going to go in with a powder foundation here, as you'll see. But I like doing the translucent powder over the liquid foundation because it will help the powder foundation just go on a lot smoother. And then for the powder foundation, I'm going in with my current favorite, the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation, just the regular one. I have shade Fair. And I'm just dusting that all over the face just to add a tad bit more coverage. This brush is larger and not super densely packed, so it won't deposit a really thick, heavy layer of that. And then going back in with the first color I used, the kind of frosty, beautiful off-white. Because of that concealing and all that stuff, the face products that we did, you just want to go back in and touch up. And I'm just popping that in the inner corner of my eye for a highlight. And then, of course, as underneath the eyebrow, a brow bone highlight. And then I'm going to smoke out the lower lash line with that medium goldeny peachy brown color on a pencil brush. I'm just taking that from the outer corner of the under eye or the lower lash line all the way to the inner corner, and you want to make sure to connect up. Just connect the eyeshadows on the lower lash line with the eyeshadows on the upper portion of the eye. And then just to deepen up that lower lash line, I'm going in with those two purple colors and just placing that on the outer part of the eye. I'm going only about halfway over And again, you want to make sure to connect up using the It Cosmetics liner in my lower waterline just to add a little bit of intensity to the lower lash line. And now I'm going to bronze with my current favorite bronzer. This is the NARS Laguna, which I know is famous, and I love it. It's just so beautiful, and you guys can see it in action here. Now I'm taking this tulip shaped, it's like a tulip contour brush, 2-in-1 almost, and it has a tip to it, so it bronzes and adds a nice warmth to your face, but the tip of the brush allows you to get a little bit of a contour all at the same time. So I'm just taking that on the high points of my face, generally where you would bronze, making sure to work that up into the hairline. And then you can see here how it bronzes, but also gives a little bit of a contour all at the same time, and I love it. And then of course you want to make sure to hit the neck and bring that product down so there's no lines, so everything looks nice and cohesive. And then I'm going in with this beautiful, it's more of like a soft coral color blush by Hourglass, and I'm taking that on this, I think it's a Coastal Scents brush. I love that brush, but it kind of applies the product super heavy, as you can see. So I will blend that out here in just a second. So if you ever go overboard with your cheek product, which I know happens, I do it all the time, just take a powder foundation like I have here, and I'm just buffing that over the cheek so it kind of diffuses the color at the same time while blending everything together. See, it just looks a lot better. That brush is also by Coastal Scents, and I love it. And then I'm going in with my current favorite highlight. It's the Hello Light Illuminating Powder by It Cosmetics. Just a beautiful champagne gold color. Neutral, it's kind of neutral. It's not super gold, but I'm just taking it on a Real Techniques contour brush on the high points of the cheekbones as per usual. And then I'm kind of bringing that down like so and meshing the highlight into being one with the cheek color. And then I'm hitting the high points of my face, above my brow, down the center of my nose, and my Cupid's bow as well. And then I'm going to go in and line my lips with this beautiful color by MAC. It's a Pro Longwear lip liner in Morning Coffee. I just think it's a perfect Your Lips But Better. A little bit of brown in there, and I'm just lining the lips, overfilling them just ever so slightly to give a nice full pout illusion. I love these Pro Longwears. They're so creamy, and they do last such a long time. And then I'm going in with MAC lipstick in Plumful, which is so beautiful. And I'm just putting that on the lips as you would with a lipstick. The berry tones of this lipstick just ties together with the eyes really nicely, I believe. And then Brave lipstick by MAC. Not necessary, but I like to add a lot of dimension to my lips and customize my own lip color. So I'm just placing that more so on the center of the lips, and then blending it out together just to add a little bit more fullness, the effect of fullness. And then I'm done with the face, but I'm going to spritz it with some makeup setting spray. I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish makeup setting spray. Spritz that all over, lock and load. And then I had an outfit change and put my hair down to show you the final result. I added some jewelry for you guys too. Do you like? So that's the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. With the Morphe eyeshadows, don't get frustrated, you guys. You can buy them singularly. Otherwise, the Jaclyn Hill palette will be restocked in February, I believe. And I'll have the information, everything out listed down below. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe if you aren't, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.